Hello everybody, welcome to this video. I've read another book that I want to discuss, which is this book. So yeah, I'm just gonna read the blurb, give a non-spoiler review and a spoiler review. Other way around, but you'll figure that out during the video. I'll put the timestamp for the non-spoiler review on screen if you don't want any spoilers. So, I'm gonna read the blurb. He leads a life of sin and she's committed to a life of virtue. Sean Bell is not a good man and he's never pretended to be. He doesn't believe in goodness, God, or any happy ending that isn't paid for in advance. There are words for men like him: playboy, womanizer, skirt chaser, sinner. When he meets a gorgeous college girl at a fundraiser, he has no problem telling her exactly what filthy things he wants to do to her, until he realizes she's his best friend's little sister, Zenobia Zenny Iverson, all grown up. Worse than that, she's also about to become a nun. Zenny, though, isn't looking to play it safe during her final month of freedom. She wants to make sure choosing God is the right path, and to do that she propositions Sean to show her every carnal temptation she's leaving behind. Unable to refuse, Sean finds himself falling for her, body and soul, and questioning not just the morals he's dodged for years, but his relationship with the God Zenny has pledged herself to. The only problem is, what if Sean wants Zenny to choose him instead of him? Which is him with capital letters because it's talking about God. Okay. First of all, I found this book very interesting. The premise, because I like reading about religion, and I think it's interesting that one of them is very religious because she's about to become a nun, and the other one is very unreligious. So I thought, this is gonna be interesting. So I have bought this book actually last year, and I've been, for some reason, waiting for like the perfect time to read it, and that never comes. So I just thought, I'm gonna read it because why not? I heard that this was gonna be a very dark book, a dark romance, but I didn't find it that dark, if I'm being honest. So yeah. I think it's very interesting the way that they speak about religion. There's some parts of this book that are really good in terms of that. I will get more into it in the spoiler version, but I'm also giving kind of a non-spoiler review now because why not? So yeah, I did think that was really interesting. I guess I'm gonna go to the spoiler review now, because then it's easier for me to just talk freely. And I will put the timestamp for the non-spoiler review on screen. So yeah. Sean is quite annoying. I can't lie. In the beginning of this book I absolutely loved. I thought this was gonna be a 5-star book. It was so good. But then it got... I don't know. I do know. It was so much spice, which I don't necessarily mind spice. I like it in romance books. It's just so much. There was no real conversation. I think this book was more in the bedroom than out of the bedroom, which it's not like, that's not what I signed up for. Well, I guess, if you look at it, maybe if you read the blurb you could have guessed, but it was so... Like, genuinely, there was some, like, a scene, and it was like 50 pages, just straight 50 pages of spice. I'm like, I had to go to sleep, and then I woke up and I started reading the book, and I was like, oh, but I want to read a normal book. I don't want to wake up and the first thing I read is that. I did because I wanted to finish the book, but it was quite annoying. But yeah. I do not like Sean. I don't know, he's so self-absorbed and he loves his hair. He's so obsessed with his hair and I don't know why. I don't know. I really thought I was gonna love this book. And in the beginning I actually did love this book. But it went worse and worse and worse. I did think... like, his mom has cancer, and the way he deals with that is very, like, some stuff I do like about him, don't get me wrong, because he's very, like, protective of the people he loves, and, like, he's very strong, towards everyone, I guess. Like his mom has cancer, she's in the hospital, and his dad is breaking down, you know, because it's his wife that he loves, and she's dying. So he's just like, you know, the person who's like there to anchor everyone, I guess, which is really cool. The age difference in this book is 15 years. 15 years. And okay, it's a thing that a lot of romance books have, I think, that it's like older guys and younger girls, which I already don't like. But in this book, he keeps bringing it up. He keeps saying like, oh, but she's so young, she's so young. Like, what the... Why do you keep saying it then? Because it makes me feel like she's like 18, she's 21, he's 36. So yes, it's a big difference, and I don't think that's really acceptable. But it is technically okay, and like she is an adult, I guess. But in like page 8, I think, he says, oh, she's young. Not illegal young, but college young. I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, it was good that at least she's not illegal young. And I thought it was funny, but like, he keeps bringing it up. Also, he falls in love within a week. A week after meeting her. He's like, oh, I love her. Damn. What am I supposed to do now? I'm like, you don't know her. You've been together a week. And yes, she's, you knew her when she was a child. But he knew her when she was like 4 or 5. And then they haven't talked until now. So I'm not actually this pissed, but I kind of am. The conversations about God, though, that was actually the part of this book I loved so much. Some of it, most of it. Because I'm personally, I don't believe in anything, but I also don't believe in anything, you know? I'm like, it could be anything, so I'm not gonna choose one thing to believe. I'm like, whatever you believe, good for you. I'm glad you have that, because I think it's a really nice fallback for a lot of people to like have something to believe in. But I personally don't. But I love hearing about it and reading about it and discussing it. So that was really good in this book. I like this quote that Sean said when he told her he loved her, and they got in like a whole argument. And he says, I don't know what a good man would do in my place. I can only guess at what an unafraid one might do. I'm like, that's a good way to look at it. Like, because he knows he's not a good man, necessarily. But he's like, what would I do if I wasn't afraid of what she says? So yeah, that was a good one, I think, personally. Also, he starts to like reconnect with God towards the end of the book because of Zanny, which is kind of good, I think, for him, because he hates God, but he does still believe, but he just doesn't realize that because he Sean is pissed because his sister got S8 when she was like 19, and then she unalived herself because of it was a priest that did it to her repeatedly, and then so he hated the church for that, but it was technically only the priest's fault. So he just started hating God and everything, and thought he didn't believe, but then he found out he did still believe. And then he says some things about praying, like doing it even if you don't feel like it. That's the part of praying, the important part, that even if you feel like it's not doing anything, you pray just to show that you have faith, I guess. So yeah, I did enjoy the book, I guess. And I really enjoyed the conversations about God and about religion and about believing and not believing. And there were some interesting conversations, but most of it wasn't conversation, which I didn't like. And also, like, the dialogues, the things outside of the spice, was written so well and so philosophically, and I really enjoyed that. And then it was just so much spicy stuff where I was like, but yeah, I did enjoy the book overall. Besides that, Sean was just a little bit annoying, and like, how did he fall in love in a week? Why did he keep bringing up the age difference? That was another thing, but I forgot. I don't know, there was something I wanted to say about the book. And Sean, probably about Sean. Because Zenny is cool. I have no complaints about Zenny. And she did ask Sean to like make her doubt becoming a nun, and that's what he did, because she turns out she didn't become a nun because she loves him. Also, she's known him a month. At least she knew him in a month, you know, but like, I don't know. I really thought this was gonna be a 5-star book, but I think I don't know if it's gonna be a 3 or 4 star. Probably 3.5, but you can't on Goodreads because Goodreads is, yeah. I don't know, man. Cause I'm very conflicted. It also took me a while to read this book. I think I started it the 31st of March, and it is now the 5th of April. So that's like 5 days for a book that's like this thin. It should be okay. But I like the covers though. They also have Priest and Saint, which are different books in the series. This is actually the second book, so I didn't read the first one because I heard from Larissa, is that her name on YouTube? I'll look it up. The Sinner was the best one, so I bought Sinner. But I think Saint might be really cool because it's MLM. Is it MLM? Is that what it's called? Yeah. I was also a little bit confused about the whole hate between Iverson and Bell family, because it wasn't cleared up that well, probably because it's talked about in the first book, which I didn't read. Yeah, I probably should have read the first one first, but that's my fault. And I don't really care. I might buy the other ones, but see, this is the thing. I liked it because of the religion aspect and like the social dilemmas as well. Not dilemmas, social issues. So there was also a part where people were being very racist towards Zenny, and Sean was like, damn, this actually happens. Because he's, you know, a very privileged white male, and Zenny is black and a woman, so they were all like, I don't know, they were being very mean, to keep it PG. So yeah, and then he realized that racism is an actual thing. Like, wow, mind blown. He's not very, very smart, I guess, but it's okay. It happens. At least he learned that not everybody has it as easy as he does. So yeah, 3.5 stars. It's a good book in some aspects, a little bit, no, a lot too much, way too much, that's the word, way too much spice for me. Which is crazy, because I actually really enjoy spice usually, but not when it's this long and like this dragged out. And I didn't think it was dark, like, at all. And he kept saying that he was like really bossy. Like, he was not bossy as hell. Like, he kept being like a teacher, kind of, which I thought was kind of annoying, especially considering he kept saying that the age difference was this big, and then he kept teaching her stuff. Annoying. But I keep complaining about the book and I'm saying I liked it, but it doesn't make sense. But yeah. Let's just stop, because the video is probably gonna get way too long for something and me repeating everything and okay. Non-spoiler review. I enjoyed the book. Some parts. It's very spicy. A little bit too spicy. In terms of like, sometimes it's for a very long time spicy, and then very short actual conversation and thoughts. I wish there were a little bit more dialogue, and also just when there were some parts that were really good because it's about religion and social issues, which I thought those parts of the books were really good, and then the spy stuff was a little bit dragged out. But overall, I think it's an interesting book, but also not really. I think there are better books to read if you actually want to get into social stuff and religion. I thought it was going to be dark. It was not, so I was a little bit disappointed in that aspect. Because, like, look at it. This seems like a dark romance, but it's not. It's not. But yeah, I don't really know what to say about it. I did enjoy most of it. I really liked the beginning, the beginning, and then it got worse for some reason. I liked the ending more as well, but I don't know. I don't know what to think about this book. It's very difficult, which is weird. This is probably one of the first books where I don't have like a clear answer, because there were some parts I really enjoyed and there were some parts I really didn't. So I'm conflicted. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm still confused as to what to think about this book, but I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe please. I do also post videos that maybe make more sense. No, I actually don't. This is pretty much what it is. I'm sorry. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.